Welcome to the Bum's Corner Coast to Coast podcast. The views and opinions expressed in this show are those of the hosts and are not those of Bum's Corner Media Enterprises. This program contains strong language. Listener discretion is advised. Listen at your own risk. God, I hate this gig.
Good. So we stretched, got our podcast muscles warmed up. Let's hit this bitch.
Let's hit it.
All right. Greetings, listener.
Howdy.
Or listeners. Yeah.
Hello, listener.
So welcome to Bum's Corner Coast to Coast, episode 43.
43.
All right. We've made it that far. We're coming around the bend to wrapping up our 4th year doing this project.
Wow.
Right?
Huh.
It's insane. I want to.
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I want to say we started in February, like when we recorded our first episode. So, and we've crammed a couple in here and there, like doing 2 in a month once in a great while. Is that a Modelo?
It is. Sarah made. What the hell was it? I don't know, some Mexican thing, and she needed beer for it. So, obviously,
perfect choice.
Mexican dish required a Mexican cerveza. So, here we go.
I've been on a Modelo kick lately.
Yeah.
I had one.
You and a lot of Americans. You're a lot of former Bud Light drinkers.
That's not my reason, but I was at Nocterra Brewing, I don't know, maybe a month ago with my brother and his wife, and we were just hanging out. And I had a Mexican lager, and the girl that was serving me said, "Do you want me to put jalapeno in that instead of lime?" Oh. And I said, yes. And it changed the entire beer experience.
Yeah, for the better.
So ever since that day, I like wherever I go, I get a Mexican lager and I ask them for jalapeno now. And nice. I've been doing it at home too. And it just, I don't know, it adds just the perfect amount of saltiness and spice to the lager.
That's awesome. I've never heard
So if you've got a couple left, try it.
Wow,
it's just, just like an inch by inch square is all she gave me. Threw it in the glass and boom, it was a completely different beer.
Awesome. I will definitely try that because, that's so weird. I've not seen that anywhere in Southern California, which is
right. You think you'd be all over the place there,
right? Because it's kind of like northern Mexico.
Yeah, basically,
a lot of areas. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm just saying the culture is
absolutely. The culture's there. Yeah, but try it out next time you have Modelo.
I will.
Okay, there's my commercial break for the period. So what's been going on out west?
Boy, not much. Weather-wise, it's been actually kind of pleasant. Like the air isn't on fire. It's, it's not bad. Got approval from the powers that be to work full-time remote, so I don't have to go back into the office again.
Dude,
unless I want
congrats.
to.
That's awesome.
Still pending a few, cybersecurity stuff that will that need to get addressed before I can completely cut sling load on the state of California and move east.
That's fantastic.
Within the next, definitely within the next year, I'm hoping that we can finally get out of here.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
they're in the process now of trying to take our work from home away from us.
Yeah.
So there's this lovely little line item in our budget that's sitting on the governor's desk right now that I'll go ahead and say it, some asshole senator put in there that basically says all state employees have a maximum of 8 hours that they're allowed to work from home. Hours, 8.01 through 40 have to be worked in the office.
Man.
And it's at the state level, which is such a terrible idea because so many agencies have offloaded property during this time.
Yeah.
Saving the state millions of dollars in leases. But now there's nowhere to put these people. So it's poorly thought through. I don't understand the the reasoning behind it. I mean, I think it's self-centered because the dispatch interviewed the person. They said, well, people are more effective when they're in an office environment, especially when they work with legislators.
Not even a little.
No. And I said, A, I'm more productive at home, and B, I don't work with legislators. So again, for for a party that is so small government, to make like this broad brushstroke rule, like, oh, this applies to everyone, no matter what your situation is.
Exactly.
And instead of the governor, who for the entire pandemic has said, let's do this at an agency level, because they know what their people need more than we do.
Right. And that's nobody more surprised than I that's how things have kind of been unrolling on the federal level.
I am shocked, honestly, that a beast that steers that slowly was able to adapt so quickly.
It was amazing, and especially with the operations that I'm involved with,
right?
To be able to total cut sling load on being anchored in that building and continue a global operation 24/7, 365 without a hitch.
Right, that's amazing.
Just so impressive, and that's the fodder that we've used so far, thus far, to say, well, no, we don't need to go back into there.
Right.
So I think they're still operating on a fairly skeleton crew. Back in October, they were like, if you want to come back in, you can, but if you don't, hey, fill out this form, and you only have to come in like once per pay period.
Yeah, that's where we are right now. The second and fourth Tuesday of every month, we bounce in. And being in the union, we took an advantage of that and said, okay, great. We'll have like an analyst meeting twice a month now, so we can get together and gripe. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so it all works out.
Excellent.
Yeah. Well, that's very good, cool. Man. I'm super happy for you. I'm glad that's finally. I mean, I know you've been towing that line forever, and so it's finally good that you can actually see the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's a baby step in the right direction.
Faux show.
I'll take it.
I drank my lunch today at the venue for our reunion just to check it out. Yeah. And it's awesome. It's changed since I was there last. It's a lot bigger space.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. So originally I was sort of worried about pulling this off, but now I feel pretty confident about it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bang up party.
Excellent. I wish I could be more helpful to start, but I don't know a whole lot I can do.
Shit, no, dude, and now it's just trying to get people invited.
Yeah.
So, because I obsess with numbers, I wanted to find out like what kind of ratio we're at of contacting people in our class, and some of them just don't exist. These people, I can't find them online. The alumni office just has a blank line next to their name. They don't want to be found, which I respect that. Fine.
I respect that.
Yeah. But I want to say we've hit about 200 people out of 251, according to our yearbook. I could not remember for the life of me how many people are in our class. So I actually pulled our yearbook out and counted pictures.
Oh, my God.
And there's 251 of us.
Okay.
And I want to say
300. I thought it was like 270 something. But
I thought it was like 380, but obviously I was way, way off. I would not last for a minute on Price is Right with those kind of numbers. Yeah. So I think I've hit 80% of the class with at least making them aware of it. And now I'm getting into the weeds. Like somebody messaged me on Facebook and said, hey, I've got phone numbers for a few people that maybe you don't have contact numbers information for. I said, shit, send them over. I'll fucking text these people. I'm going to invite everybody we can get our hands on.
Yeah.
Because, after the one thing I remember from high school is being left out of shit. So I don't want somebody else to feel that. So, right. I'm going to turn every rock I can to find these people.
Brilliant. Like if you need any you know, if you need legwork, let me know.
Well, do you have access to like some of those national databases that find people that don't want to be found? Have you got anything cool like that?
I do not.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no.
Wouldn't that be dope, though?
Right?
Yeah.
Total misuse of government equipment access, but
come on. I mean, it falls in that gray area.
It really does. Why am I paying for liability insurance anyways,
Precisely. The reed will bend.
Exactly. You just got to get it wet enough.
I can't even say speaking of. There is no segue.
No.
Let's see. All the TV shows I watched have like wrapped up and finished up their final seasons. So, luckily, the Righteous Gemstones started back up, so that's a plus.
That's funny. I was just talking to Sarah about that. I cannot get into that. I've really tried. I don't know why. Given the cast, that should be like the funniest thing ever made.
Right.
That should be like the most brilliant thing that's ever been filmed. And I'm just not digging it. I don't know why.
I'll tell you what. Danny McBride vehicles are satirical.
Yeah.
But it's not easy to get into them. Like, what's his other stuff? Vice Principals on HBO. I don't know if you ever watched that.
Uh-uh.
It was a funny show, great cast, but again, it was hard to get into. And what's the one with the baseball player? Eastbound and Down.
Eastbound and Down, yeah.
Yeah. And again, it sparks of brilliance, but you had to like go through the muck and mire to get there.
Yeah. And I just I don't know. Eastbound and Down, again, watched several episodes of that and just didn't take. I'm like, this should be funnier.
Yeah, yes. And that's the
given
thing,
given the premise and given all the things that are happening.
Yes.
This should be funny. I should be laughing more. And I'm really just kind of just uncomfortable.
Yeah, very much so. And I think I get the feeling he lets the cast just make it up as they go. So you have like a lot of these scenes that are reminiscent of like SNL skits, like where they just don't know where to end.
Yeah.
So they just keep riffing off of each other until they sort of peter out and then move on to the next, plot point. Yeah.
See. Yeah, but not everybody can helm something like that. I think of like the Christopher Guest type stuff.
Oh,
like
waiting
for Guffman and
right,
which was completely scriptless and hilarious and brilliant. Once you kind of got it, like, oh my god, they've improvised this entire movie.
Right. Oh yeah.
And it just worked. It was hilarious. But in that weird sort of awkward way that
Right. Yes.
That is Eugene Levy. That.
and that's a completely different caliber.
Oh yeah, we're talking about God's Walk Among Men.
Right?
Just so brilliant.
What else was I think? Oh, Strange New Worlds has started back up again.
Yeah, totally digging that.
I am in love with that show.
First 2 episodes, I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and I'm always in for a Star Trek court episode.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when I was watching it. I'm like, God, they do like the court stuff really well.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Because it's awesome that this whole Starfleet ideal and this Federation ideal that the show is it's based around, but they've never been afraid to hold the mirror up and go, yeah, we strive to be the ideal. If we're even in the 5th century, 23rd century, we're flawed. We're still
right.
Even though it's not just humans. We're all flawed. We're just doing the best we can. And we've all got fears. They're founded, unfounded, legal, illegal. And I thought that court's case was so brilliantly done. And again, true to Star Trek form, parallels so many things that are happening in current society.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely. I mean,
always
from the get-go, all of this Star Trek, different iterations throughout the years, you can always hold that up and see society right through it.
Yeah. And it's always been done in such a beautifully tactful way that they're not, you're not getting fed from the high fire hose. It's like,
no,
okay, it's nuanced. It's obvious,
right.
but it's not
In your face.
in your face.
Right.
So, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I love it. And that shows that the fucking cast is just so perfect.
Yeah. Really
I am loving this. Like, if Discovery just went away, I don't think I'd shed a tear, but I love Strange New Worlds.
Yeah. It was funny. I was actually debating on watching, I think it was season 2 of Discovery when the Enterprise and Pike come on into the show.
Yeah.
I was debating on, do I rewatch that season just to kind of, ramp up and get my my Pike history squared away before Strange New Worlds? I'm like, you know what? No, it's just not worth it.
Yeah. I mean, I watch it when it's on, but
it's not horrible.
No,
but I kind of put it in with the Orville. It's like it's Star Trek adjacent.
That's a good way to put it. And you know what? I was perfectly content with it until last year when Strange New Worlds started up, and both of them were running parallel. I'm like, holy shit, this is heads and shoulders above Discovery.
Oh yeah, yeah. I just found out that the Paramount Plus is not going to be carrying Prodigy season 2. Are you watching that at all? Did you watch that?
The Nickelodeon one? No,
yeah,
I didn't.
It's Nickelodeon. It was really fun. Like I totally just enjoyed it. It obviously on Nickelodeon, but it's not a kiddie show.
Right.
It's they are kids that the primaries, but facing very life and death type situations. I think they escaped a penal colony or a work camp essentially. So
right.
Start with that.
Yeah, it's a little headier.
Yeah, but really well done. Again, great writing, animation.
Oh, so is it
good.
Done or is it just not on Paramount?
It's done. Season 2, I think, is already completed or in the final days of post. So the showrunners have said they're fairly confident that they're going to find a home for it. Where it goes, for season 3, I don't know.
Right.
Kate Mulgrew is back as Janeway. She's the hologram that sort of helps these kids fly the spaceship and stuff.
That's kind of dope.
Oh, it's awesome. The programming thinks that they're training a bunch of cadets on a training mission.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of explains how they're able to.
I got
fly a starship
halfway through an episode. Yeah, so maybe I'll try it again. I'll take another swing at it. Again, there's not a lot on right now that I'm watching, but which is nice because now I've been catching up on movies too.
Oh yeah.
So there was one day last week that I was eating breakfast watching X, like the slasher movie set in the 70s around a porno movie.
I don't know. Is that on HBO?
Okay. No, it's on Paramount maybe? Yeah, let's go with Paramount.
All right.
So it's set in 1969 and there's this group of actors filming a porn at this farm and people start getting murdered.
Brilliant.
And it's awesome. So I watched that at 8 a.m. and then immediately followed it up with the prequel movie that's set in 1918.
Oh, wow.
So by 10 in the morning, I had watched 2 slasher movies. So I texted my brother, dude, you've got to check out this movie, Pearl. It's the prequel to X. I'm you'll love it. And he said, the best slasher I've seen is Terrifier 2 this year. And I had never heard of it. So, well, I'm working and kind of not working today, so maybe I can. And I haven't seen Terrifier 1, so I'll have to watch that so I understand what's going on.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I watched.
You'd be completely lost.
Oh, yeah. So by the time dinner rolled around, I'd soaked up 8 hours of slasher movies.
Oh, my God.
And I made sure not to leave the house for like 48 hours. I'm like, I am so desensitized right now. let the humanity build back up in my body before I leave again.
Right. Oh my God. How do you combat that? We used to do like what was the Disney? Didn't Kronk have his own TV show for a while? Or Kronk's New Groove? Emperor's New Groove.
Oh, yeah. I think so, right?
Yeah. See,
that's a good palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Lately, I sit down with my coffee and breakfast and contemplate the workday, and I'll put on a horror movie. Like this morning, what was it I watched? I had finished Evil Dead Rise by like 9 o'clock this morning. I think I started it at like 6:45 with coffee. And it was the grossest movie I've seen in years. It was so disgusting. And here I am, like, eating.
Yeah. I've not seen any of the Evil Dead reboot movies.
Really? They've been a lot of... Now, when I say fun, I don't mean they're lighthearted at all. They are fucking dark.
Yeah.
But,
as they should be.
There's winks and nods to the original movies.
Yeah.
But oh my God, it was so gross. But I loved every minute of it.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. It's good stuff. You need that.
Yeah,
maybe that's what I should do. I start my day watching horror, slasher movies, because then I can always look and go, yeah, but at least that isn't me. Job's
that's true.
At least,
yes,
could be worse. I could be that guy.
Absolutely. It kind of puts everything in perspective.
Yeah. Or the downside could be, you know what? Yeah, where's my hockey mask? It's fucking time.
Right.
That's it.
Oh, yeah. I never thought of that solution.
Oh, you want me to come back into the office?
Right? Absolutely. Okay, now that we've got that shit out of the way, I don't know if you did it intentionally, but our articles are sort of along the same theme.
It wasn't totally intentionally. It's like you said, you picked. I picked the article that you would have picked, and you picked the article that I would have picked. So
either way, it would have ended up there. Yeah. So I popped on later today and saw yours, and again I saw the little picture that you had of the guy, and I'm like, damn, I wanted that one, like maybe for future use. But then when I looked at our articles together, I thought, well, this is kind of a nice pairing, This
works, yeah.
Yeah. Like an audio charcuterie board.
Yes.
But for perverts. Yeah. So without any further ado, I will go ahead and jump right into this beast.
Go for it.
Okay. How stuffed animals are third-wheeling some relationships. Moving in with your partner? Better save space for their beloved stuffed animal. Turns out a whopping 52% of Americans grew up cuddling with a security blanket or plushie. And get this, 77% of them, that's 40% overall, still cling to their fuzzy friends, even when sharing a bed with their significant other. A recent study of 2,000 lovebirds living together uncovered. Let me reread. Let's try that again. A recent study of 2,000 lovebirds living together uncovered some interesting bedtime behaviors. According to studyfinds.org, the survey conducted by one poll for Serta Simmons Bedding found that some nocturnal rituals might need a rethink if you want to be a considerate co-sleeper. Here's the terrifying stats.
Right.
The top sleep disruptors reported by these couples included cover theft at 35%, tossing and turning wake-ups at 35%, blaring televisions at 28%, snoring 28%, and even snoozing with the lights on 27%. And let's not forget the sacred act of pre-bed showering. A whopping 64% of those surveyed claimed they always showered before hitting the sack, while 58% confessed they'd be bothered if their partner skipped the nightly rinse. Yeah.
All interesting stuff.
It was. Honestly, it was. And at first pass, this may seem like a pretty dry article, but so 40% of Americans sleep with either a whoopee or a stuffed animal.
Stuffed animal.
Close to half of Americans let's just address the stuffed elephant in the room. Do you sleep with a stuffed animal or a whoopee?
I do not. You?
Okay, me neither. No.
Okay. Have you ever slept with have you shared a bed with someone who did need to have a whoopee or a stuffed animal?
I was trying to think of that today. I don't think so. No, I've slept with people that had stuffed animals, but like the decorative pillows, they kind of get thrown off the bed when you get in.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I don't know. Maybe this is like an age thing, a regional thing.
This sounds like a millennial thing,
right?
Fucking millennial.
I don't know, but
that was kind of off-putting.
Yeah, and even as a kid, I don't think I did either. So I don't know.
I think I had a blanket when I was a kid, and then I had stuffed animals that I didn't need. The Pooh Bear to be in the bed, but it was there.
Right.
That's where I left it when I woke up. Kind of the same thing with the whoopee, which is kind of there.
Right.
Eventually that they're gone.
There's this family story. My brother was over at my godmother's house. She was watching him. He was a little guy. So she laid him down in the bed to take a nap and sort of used stuffed animals to sort of prop him up and keep him centered and stuff because he was small, right?
Out. Mm-hmm.
So she goes in to check on it, and he's all like puffed up because he's allergic to them. So basically, she'd like just surrounded this baby with allergens.
It's like shock desensitization therapy.
That's
just flood the system. It'll build his immunity.
Don't be a wuss. This will fix you. But so okay. Well, let me ask you this: are you one of the 64% that shower before bed?
I am not. I've always been a morning shower guy.
Same. But I guess
Sarah is an evening shower.
Okay, so not just like cleaning before getting in bed, but like she does her full everything shower for the day at night. Then not just a quickie before bed.
Yeah. Well, there's some days she'll take 2 showers. Like when she gets home from work.
Okay.
Like when she gets home from work, she'll hose off, and then
right. Okay.
Then she might hose off again before bed, but
right.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not like through my work day I'm getting dirty.
Yeah, right. I'm the same way. It's like
I don't work outside or under a car or anything like that, or breaking a sweat.
Yeah,
so it's not like I don't like go in my bedroom and my sheets reek from me laying in them. Basically, they're not sweat covered or muddy. So,
yeah, I can see if you were, if your daily was something that caused, an uptick in stink or filth, then yeah.
Yes. Now working at the restaurant, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd not take the full shower, but I'd at least clean my body of all the oils before I
Right.
got into. Otherwise, I'd slide right out. That stuff builds up.
And the sheets would always just stink of. I mean, you know how our damn shirts would stink.
Oh yeah, man.
God. And you could never. They never didn't. Like you could wash. I washed them, in everything, and it still had that smell.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely. Yeah, your sheets would get like shiny if you went too many days of not getting a bath.
And then that your pillow would just take on all sorts of different colors and textures.
God. So nasty. So yeah, like back then, obviously, because I smelled bad when I got off of work.
Yeah.
I would, just not a full blown, shower, but I would just get clean basically.
Yeah. Soap down, hit the cracks and crevices. Get the hair, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But, on the flip side, no complaints either. Nobody has said, hey, man, it'd be awesome. Why don't you go fucking clean your ass because you stink.
Yeah, I've never been called out for
right
for needing to be cleaner or unfunked.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, the rest of these stats are on track. I mean, I cover theft is kind of shitty.
I think
tossing and turning,
blaring television, like, dude, have some fucking respect for your partner. Turn the TV down.
Yeah, in this day and age where headsets are so fucking cheap, that's an easy fix,
right? Like honestly, like my hearing's going, like
right.
So, and Sarah goes to bed a lot earlier than I do ordinarily.
Yeah.
So I'm down, directly below our bedroom watching TV, and I got the subtitles on. It's down. I can hear it. We recently entered the 20th century, and I got a smart TV that I can pair to my phone, so I can I can pull the audio from the TV onto my phone, which is right there.
Right.
So I mean, these are not things that took a lot of thought or effort. This is just being respectful to the person in your house that's trying to sleep.
What about 27% of the people sleep with the... okay, yeah, snoring... I mean, everybody snores.
Yeah.
And you
like a banshee.
Yes, well, yeah. Like, I was afraid of losing curtains before when you slept over.
I got a CPAP now.
Do you? I do too.
Yeah. I went and did the sleep test.
Yeah.
All right, go to sleep. We'll see how things go. Like, I was out for maybe 10 minutes before they were like, okay, here, put this on.
Oh, my God.
It's like, dude. Like, oh, okay.
All right. So mine was a
5 minutes and you've died 7 times.
Yes, our sleep studies here. It's a 2-day process. Like you get data on night 1, and then night 2 they put the CPAP on you. So night 1, she said, on average, people should be experiencing about 6 occurrences per hour of having their oxygen cut off, or whatever they call it.
Really?
And she said, you're at about 300. So we're going to recommend a CPAP for you. And
recommend that
same. I snore like a motherfucker too.
Yeah.
And it is loud and dangerous. And then, I cut my oxygen off. So it's like chainsaw, dead silence, coughing, chainsaw.
Coughing, gasp. Chainsaw.
Yeah. But man, I love my CPAP so much.
Yeah. I need to get a new one.
It's night and day. Like I will lay down with that thing. And the next thing I know, the alarm's going off.
Wow.
Just go all night with it on. And it's fabulous.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's a game changer.
Go Team CPAP.
CPAP.
Mm-hmm. So what did you bring to the table this month?
Well, and it's funny. It's funny you mentioned you were thinking about saving this for a later time, and it did cross my mind that maybe we should save this for a show where we have Rockwell on as a guest. But
oh god,
I just couldn't wait. Man lives happily ever after with virtual bride. Meet Akiko Kondo, a man head over heels for his virtual singing sensation wife, Hatsune Miku. Despite objections from his mother and threats from strangers, Kondo proudly lives with his life-size Miku doll in Tokyo. Kondo's love affair with Miku started when he fell for the fictional character in a video game as a child. Rejected by real girls and tired of societal norms, he found solace in virtual relationships. Miku became his emotional savior during a difficult time of bullying, and he decided to marry her. His wedding announcement on Twitter received a barrage of insults, according to the outlet, but Kondo remained unfazed. In 2019, he brought Miku into the real world as a life-size doll, embracing his identity as a fictosexual, an identity for someone who is sexually attracted to fictional characters.
Mm-hmm.
I included the link to the actual newspaper article, but it's like extensive. I'm like,
yeah,
for the sake of you get the gist. I guess originally he married like what it was essentially like a Miku type Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yes.
And then upgraded to the life-size doll. Of this teenage-looking Sailor Moon, sort of blue-haired pigtail maga. And, it's good on you. The heart wants what the heart wants. I just saw something on TV the other day. People getting in relationships with virtual bots that are on online. In VR or.
Well, there's apps on your phone that you can basically, it's like a texting app, but you're just texting with a bot, basically.
Yeah.
Building a relationship with it.
That girlfriend experience. Yeah,
absolutely. That's it. 100% it. Yeah. So I don't know. Like you said, good on him for doing this. And the fucking Miku thing in Japan is gigantic. If you ever get a chance, like YouTube some of her concerts.
I did. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
So she was on Letterman.
Yeah. And it's a computer generated image of a computer generated voice. So nothing of her exists. It's all fake.
It's all ones and zeros.
Huge. Huge.
Yeah. The whole, what is it called? Of Vocaloid.
Yeah.
She started off as just a computer generated voice.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it evolved. They gave her a 2D body for video games and comic books. And then it's evolved from there. Crazy. But then I think, shit. Back in the 80s, Max Headroom was a huge star.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So, and like you said, I mean, this Kondo guy, he's got nobody else. I think it's better for him mentally.
Yeah.
To be in a relationship with a doll than to shoot up a women's dorm.
Right.
Yeah.
To climb the bell tower, to climb a bell tower with a high-powered rifle.
Exactly.
This, this call it a quirk if you want.
Right.
This is something that allows him to, air quotes, be normal.
Yeah, to not be as depressed, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the article that you linked, it said that he got his marriage license from a website, and it's not 100% official. It's sort of like an unofficial marriage thing. So Japan doesn't recognize them as a couple by any means. He's not getting discount on his insurance. But I just think good on him. He tried. He's like, this dating thing's not for me. And who knows? Maybe the fictosexual thing. Yeah, I agree, it's a thing. But maybe that's his jive, man. So good on you. I guess the only negative about this whole thing was that he picked Miku because she's perpetually 16.
Yeah, that kind of rubbed me a little odd too.
Yeah. So, and he's in his 30s, I think, if I remember correctly from the article. But
39 or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. So the problem with her being digital is she doesn't age. So, like, if he were a younger guy and he watched Hannah Montana and it got him through his hard times. If he wanted to pursue like dating Miley Cyrus, at least she's 30 now. You know, she's not perpetually a child. This is this is kind of sketchy, bro. So I get it that, you know, from the article, it sounded like he had grown up watching her and falling in love with her from video games and stuff like that when he was a teenager. So that's kind of okay. You know,
it was elementary schools when he first.
Yeah, but to carry that on, a little on the weird side,
right?
And then the picture of them with the doll. I mean, maybe it's shitty of me, but the first thing I thought of when I saw that picture, I thought, can you imagine how bad that thing stinks by now?
Oh God, right?
Like, what kind of vile things have happened to that poor doll?
How has he just defiled that doll?
Right. Those glassed over eyes have seen such sights.
Just, the tears, would be floating outside of her head like
three on each side, just vibrating. Oh, Christ. That's so wrong. But honestly, it's a different world today. So if you want to marry your dog or you want to marry a virtual musician and buy a stuffed doll of it, then knock yourself out, man. Just don't hurt anybody else. That's all that matters.
Right. That's what it takes to get through the day. Be your true self. Then,
Absolutely. Mr. Kondo, let your freak flag fly.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. I can't judge. I mean, this is a huge glass house that I'm living in, so I will not be throwing any rocks whatsoever his way. So party on.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah.
Yep.
I'll judge quietly.
Oh, absolutely.
Because usually in my head, I'm like, Jesus, but at least I didn't do it.
Like,
dot.
At least I did make it on with this woman over.
Right? That's true. I mean, now, see, that's a class act.
I just don't have the wherewithal that he does.
Yeah. I'm like, damn. He's got character. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made an honest woman of her.
Frankly, I got to the end of the article, and my first thought as I was, going over it was, oh, there's a word for that. Fictosexual. Right on.
Fictosexual. I had not heard that, and it makes complete sense. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what
absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
Dr. Google says that.
That's why that category exists on Pornhub.
Yeah. Not to name names, but I've been in many drunken arguments about which cartoon character was hotter with other people.
True.
Like, the one that we never resolved that got heated at times was Gadget from Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers versus Becky.
Rebecca from Tailspin.
Yes, Tailspin. Fucking heated arguments.
I've heard of this.
Heated arguments. But yeah. So there's that.
Gadget wins hands down. But that's just
I don't know, man. Rebecca was so nurturing. And you're one of my favorite Arnhold quotes of all time.
oh God.
Like, this goes back like fucking 30 years. It's you had this saying about dating women with kids.
Yeah.
And you called it a shake and bake.
The shake and bake family. Yeah.
The shake and bake family. Like, you don't have to do any work. You just walk right in and it's already done for you.
Yeah.
And again, we were so young. Like, that kind of makes sense, man. I can't argue with his logic.
It's like, cool. Like, I get all the... Like, she's got the kid and everything, and I'm not attached to this, so I can...
Right.
Still an element of I could cut sling load, and they're fine.
Right.
God. Shake and bake. I haven't thought about that forever.
Shake and bake.
Yeah. It was the perfect...
Man, you had a serious impact on me when I was younger, man. I remember a lot of the dumb shit you said over the years because I took it to heart.
Sorry?
That's appropriate. Damage done now, but thanks. It's the sentiment that counts.
Huh.
Speaking of which, since we've covered the news and we have a little bit of time, so we were talking about hanging out the night before the reunion with all of these people coming into town and stuff.
Yeah.
My thought is go somewhere where we've been before and it's just simple, like Coaches. But
yeah.
I mean, do you think people would be more into experiencing something new, like seeing parts of Columbus maybe they weren't exposed to? I don't know.
For me, who's not like seen anything new in Columbus in quite some time, that would be kind of cool. But again, that's something you and I can do on Thursday.
Right, that's true. And my vacation is locked too, so the entire time you're here, I'm off work.
Okay,
how's that?
All right,
dumb.
You heard it. Lock up anything you hold dear.
Right.
Make sure your affairs are in order.
Please stow your valuables.
Right. And prepare for them to shift during takeoff and landing.
Yep. So I'll be free to pick you up and then hang out Thursday all weekend. All weekend, bro.
Nice.
Yeah, but so I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to people that live here.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think geographically, where is most convenient? I would say for the people that live there.
I don't think there is. Everybody's scattered, So, I mean, I almost think like the area by your mom's is sort of central.
It's certainly accessible.
Bethel go down. Yeah, absolutely. It's right by 315.
Yeah. Shoot, maybe we do, at the Forge.
Thursday might be better at the Forge.
On the bones of our,
right.
beloved
I do want to take you there, but I don't know if we're expecting 20 people, that might not be the best place because it's a board game bar. So it's set up for groups of 4 and 6 all throughout the back room.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
But I mean, we could go there. We'll go there for lunch or something and hang out. And it'll be like before we failed out of OSU. Like, we'll meet at Bill at 10 and we'll drink coffee and play euchre all morning.
Right? Don't you have a midterm? Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, honestly, Coaches was the first thing that came to mind just because they had that big ass patio.
Yeah.
We could slap a couple tables together and call it a day.
Right.
But we'll see. Who knows? It's a month away, and we have a lot of smart friends. But honestly, anymore, we just go to like breweries that have food trucks. But I know not everybody drinks beer.
What?
I know. But if we're gonna have ginger with us, we need other options. We need someplace that serves vodka.
Oh. All right. Well, who doesn't serve vodka? It's Ohio, for Christ's sake.
Breweries that just make beer?
Make a beer that pairs with vodka. There's your next $1 million idea, Ash.
Right.
Brew beer that pairs with booze. Get them coming and going.
Yeah, I like it. And make vodka flights and then get sued into oblivion by everybody that gets in a car wreck leaving your bar.
Nah, waivers.
Yeah, but on it, every time we go out, it's just we'll hit a brewery. We know which food trucks are going to be at which breweries based on what day of week it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough life.
I guess.
Yeah. There is a place, what is it? High Bank in Gahanna, I want to say, off the Hamilton Road. And they brew like the hard liquor there. They have their own like vodka and whiskey. And they have a brunch that, oh man.
Dude, that's what I love about fucking Ohio. I gotta miss it. It's such a booze-based culture. Like, we go to brunch at this place and they make their own vodka.
Oh yeah, they have $5 Bloody Marys.
Awesome.
That'll just get you faced, dude. Like, we have a campus with like
what kind of whiskey would you like with your eggs?
Yes. We make it here.
It still reminds me of my favorite line of just about any movie is from Heathers.
Yeah.
Dude, you're in Ohio. If you don't got a brewski in your hand, you may as well be wearing a dress.
Yep.
That is so true.
Fuck yes. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. That's 100% Ohio. But, I mean, we have a campus of 80,000 people. So it kind of goes without saying that, we're going to have a fairly large bar, per capita number.
Yeah.
But, where I am here at home, I don't know. There's like 6... Now, let me think. Probably 7 or 8 places I could go to drink within like a 3-mile radius.
Yeah. That's so...
And it all depends on your mood.
That was one of the first things that struck me odd about moving here.
Yeah.
Like where's all the bars?
Really?
It's weird. Yeah.
They don't have like little local dives or anything like that?
In our town, there is like one.
Oh, my God.
On one end, and then there's another one on the other end of town.
Jesus.
I'm like, what?
All right, so at the end of my street, Applebee's. So, all right, there's a strip mall at 23 in Lozelle where Egelhoff Sports is. Okay, There are 2 bars in this strip mall and a pizza joint that sells beer.
Yeah.
So I could walk to Egelhoff Sports and drink 3 times at 3 different places before I stumbled in there and made an ass of myself.
Yeah.
And that's the way it should be. You should have choices.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
I totally support that. And
Well, shit. Remember, like in our Polos days, if we got bored, we just walked across the street. To whatever was there, Winking Lizard for a couple of years.
One of the 3 bars, 3 or 4 bars.
And then if you got bored there, you walked like 2 doors, north of there, and you were at
DeMarco's.
DeMarco's, thank you. And then right across the street was Coach's.
And then there was another one up from Coach's next to where the Chinese joint was.
Yes, or you could like walk behind there, go to the troll hole or whatever that place
that was
called.
That was the one over there by where that restaurant was.
Yeah, by Huntington.
Across the parking lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's the way it should be.
Yeah. Options.
Like every third building should be a bar. And
right.
That's why I can never leave here.
And that's what I remember is, there were so many bars in close proximity, but none of them were ever empty.
No.
Like,
and they're all different too.
On regular, like there's another, nothing like, my God, how are they making it? No, there was always business.
Oh yes, they're fine.
That is so cool. Actually, the DeMarco's was one that I was looking at when we were looking at venues for the reunion. They've got they're under new ownership. I think they bought the joint that was next to them, and they've expanded it out as a patio.
Yes.
So I was like, that might be a thing, but
the only the strike they had against them, too, parking and no food.
Yeah,
and I'm terrified of getting like this group of people together and not having some sort of bread around.
Something to sop it all up.
Yeah. That's why the Ruckmart, was struck out so early in voting. I would have loved to have it there, if nothing else, just for cheese factor, but there's no cheese.
Right.
So that got voted down.
See, I wonder if we had gotten like a food truck to come out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
But again, man, like you asked,
a whole layer of pregame and logistics and
yes, and thank God nobody listens to this show. But you know how hard it is to get those people to crack their wallets open,
right?
And say, "Hey, we're all going to hang out. Everybody chips in $20." They're like, "Well, I don't know." Yeah, right.
Food.
So whatever, man.
Checked. You fell out of a fucking money tree.
All right. We still may be on the hook to watch Short Circuit this summer.
Okay, so cool. I was going to ask you about that. I'm still, all in for anything.
Yeah. But, Jean-Paul had surgery a couple days ago, so he's not up for that yet. So get well, buddy. But we'll do it whenever he's feeling better. We'll have our big summer crossover. Since the CW is dead, we have to pick up the mantle.
Right.
Yep. We'll have the big crossover. Yeah. So hopefully we can get that pulled off in July, and then August we can sit around and bitch about people we went to high school with and like do a recap show.
Yeah, I don't know. Should we do one while I'm there?
Like live?
Yeah, like in person.
Yeah, I think we should. I think
either live with an audience, or we could do live just you and I.
Yeah, no, I think we should record like 9 of them and not have to do this over the phone.
We'll be good through April. All right, yeah, I'm in.
Yeah. No, but yeah, absolutely. We'll do a live segment. That could be fun. And I do want to record people at the reunion too. I think we can get some decent clips out of there.
I think so. I like the idea of doing a reunion recap show.
Yeah. But yeah, let's shoot for at least recording the August one while you're here.
Yeah.
And then maybe do a second one later in August or call it a September show.
Yeah.
And
we do late August because we'll be early August for the reunion, and then we'll have some time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But we'll figure it out. We're smart.
Semper Gumby.
Yes. All right, dude. Well, another excellent episode. We
Indeed
covered some sleeping statistics. A guy married a doll, and we rambled on for a bit. So I'd call it a win.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess. Oh, good night, Emily. I hope we didn't keep you up.
Good night, Emily. Sleep tight. Sweet dreams.
There. All better now.
All better.
All right, weirdos. We'll see you in a month or so. That was tall, by the way. the closing music. Good night, everybody.